Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Fear the Walking Dead review of Season 3, Episode 12, Brother's Keeper, which will mean starting tomorrow night, including tomorrow night, we only have 3 more episodes left. So, we're almost done. We are almost done with Fear, and we are ready to gear up for The Walking Dead. At least I am. I'm going to Comic-Con next week. I was planning on going as Eugene. I have the Virginia's for Lovers shirt. So I was going to attempt to cosplay as Eugene. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe getting some autographs. Maybe getting to see a panel for the first time. So it's going to be cool. But I'm really ready for The Walking Dead to come back now. Not that Fear isn't good. I just really psyched for season 8. I mean, I say that every season, but I'm really psyched. Alright, without further ado, let's get right into it. Brother's Keeper was a very interesting up and down episode for me. It had its highs, and it had its significant lows. I'll get through to the highs and the lows as I go through the episode, but I will be pointing them out. Don't worry. Alright, Troy is leading a herd to the ranch using all the mountain passes and different valleys that will all lead them to one place, so it's very easy to herd them like cattle. So, I mean, this is just idiotic. The man's clearly a danger. They're letting him live. What does he do? He kills somebody. Please just kill him. He is not redeemable. He is a psychopath. They keep giving him chances to hurt people. It's like trying to change nature. You can't do it. It does not work. He does break into the ranch to tell Nick, and then just leaves. So obviously Nick wants to investigate and see what's going on. So him and Jake go off on an adventure to find Troy and see what's going on, what this reckoning was, what's coming to the ranch, supposedly. Jake wants to leave. He wants nothing to do with the ranch. Alicia tries to talk him out of it, says he's the best man she knows, which things like that never bode well for a character in this universe. Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. Anytime situations like that happen, never works out well. I was prepared to call that she was going to say the L word to him, but it didn't happen. But anyway, they come across Troy shooting in the air to lure infected. I'm just going to go over the big moments. I'm going to give a summary of this because there's a lot of stuff. But one thing I want to point out, and it is one of the highs of the episode for me, I actually can't believe I forgot to write it down, but I will. It is one of the top 5 moments. I had to call an audible just now, but basically, Nick and Jake are taking the truck. They spot the herd or the horde of infected in the distance. What does Nick say? He drops the F-bomb. AMC has now permitted the use of, I guess, 2 F-bombs in a season. I don't know, I think it's in two per season. That is what I believe the announcement was. And that does not just go for Fear the Walking Dead. That will also carry over into The Walking Dead as well, so expect Negan to be fulfilling that quota probably fairly early on in season 8. But hopefully they can push the boundaries and extend it to more than just 2. I would like to see that. Now, some people aren't a fan of it, but I would like a balance in between the 2 F bombs and how Negan is in the comics. That will never fly. That's just an F bomb every 5 seconds. That doesn't work. It will not fly. But throwing an occasional one like every other episode or something like that, I could see that happening in the future. On the downside to that, it felt forced to me or something. Like, it didn't sound. It was just like F. Like, I don't know, it just didn't have the oomph I thought it would have. But anyway, they come across Troy. They're arguing. Troy shoots off another round, and Jake tackles him. So wailing on him, basically. Holds a gun to his head. And this was just so irritating for me because I knew it was going to happen. I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. But this just totally ruins the character of Nick for me. He was one of my favorites and one of the strongest characters in the show, but this just ruins him for me. I cannot root for Nick anymore. I cannot go for him. I really don't care about him now. He got an innocent person killed in this episode. Therefore, no place in my heart. I don't care. He lives, he lives, he dies, he dies. I would much rather focus on Alicia, who's actually a decent human being, and now will have to deal with the fact that her boyfriend is dead because of her own brother. Not because of Troy. You could have killed Troy and he could have killed Troy. They would have diverted the herd and saved the ranch. But no, he had to prove that Troy can be redeemed. He can't. He cannot be redeemed. Period. End of it. So Nick knocks Jake off of Troy, who then tumbles down and is bitten on the arm by an infected in the valley area. What are you thinking, Nick? Seriously. Good gosh. They cut off his arm, which Troy was so reluctant to do in the first place. Nick's pleaded with him, how long does it take? How long? Troy's like, I don't know. So he practically had to beg Troy to extend his arm so Nick can cut it off. One clean chop did it, but he winds up bleeding out and they had to put him down. I'm going to stop going on a rant after this. To heck with you, Nick. You got an innocent person killed just to try and prove that this psychopath can be cured. He cannot. If you let him, every time you let him live, you give him an excuse or you give him a chance to do something. He's going to do something else. He's going to get somebody else killed before the end of the season. Watch. And it's going to be somebody you care about this time, Nick, so deserve it. Alright, back at the ranch. Alicia and Ophelia are trying to figure out what the heck to do. What is this threat? Is it a herd, a horde? Did they hear Nick on the walkie correctly? Because that walkie is for SHIT. And they start to formulate a plan. Alicia convinces Ophelia and the others to allow them to use guns. They have guns so that they can defend themselves and the ranch. Because what good are guns if they're just locked up and there's a horde of infected barreling towards you? So they come up with a pretty cool plan. It doesn't work, but it's very similar to Rick's plan in the season 6 premiere to divert the herd using by redirecting them off panels, like the panels from the wall for Alexandria. They use RVs to try and bounce them off. It started to work, but then it started crawling underneath. They topple over, and the herd gets in. So they're fighting the herd. Meanwhile, trying to get back to the pantry. Coop is swarmed, so we lose Coop. Alicia has to shoot him before he gets fully eaten, basically. And the survivors fight their way to the pantry. And most of them, aside from a few nameless characters, I think, most of them get there. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the pantry in the end of the episode. Right, so a lot of action at the ranch. Troy got a bunch of people killed. Nick got Jake killed. Actually, I'm not holding Troy responsible for any of this. For the simple reason that if Nick had not interfered in Jake killing his little man crush, Troy, then they could have very possibly diverted the infected, or, they could have all worked together to divert it. It took Jake's death for Troy to realize that he messed up. So, I'm blaming Nick for all this. Terribly written episode. They could have done so much more with this. Maybe all three of them could have gotten out of it. Nick could have knocked Jake out to basically push him off the edge. So, Nick got Jake killed. Yes, Troy was the reason that they went out there and had to go out there in the first place, but poorly handled. Poorly handled writing, a lot of poorly handled things in this episode. There really weren't any standout infected kills, so I'm just going to go with the infected at the ranch. It's really the only standout one that bit Jake really wasn't a special kill. And maybe we can throw Jake there because he was put down as a walker, but it wasn't in a special way. It wasn't cool. All right, so I'm gonna go with my top 5 moments. 5 is survivors fighting the walkers of the ranch, Coop's death, and all that stuff, getting to the pantry and barricading themselves in. 4, cutting off Jake's arm to try and save him. Should have been in that position in the first place. 3, Troy's luring the herd of infected to the ranch. 2 is the plan to divert the herd using RVs. And 1, this is my audible that I thought of at the last second, the F-bomb. When the F-bomb is a standout of an episode, it must not have been a very good episode. And this is one of parts of it were really well done. Like the part scenes at the ranch were really good. Nick and Jake going out to try and stop Troy was good, and then that derailed. So I'm going to give this the lowest score I've given an episode just because of that one moment in it that just ruined. It was unnecessary and it was stupid. So I'm giving this episode an 8.5. I was going to give it an 8, but I decided on 8.5 because of the good. It did have a lot of standout moments. So I'm sorry if this felt like a rant, but I just had to get that out there. I had to make my feelings known about this episode. Kind of waiting all week to get a moment to do this and do this completely and have my thoughts collected into notes on paper. But I'm really hoping for a turnaround tomorrow night. I'm really pulling for a turnaround because I'm loving Fear. I really am. I've honestly loved it since the beginning. There's been moments, but overall, I think it's been an amazing series. And it's nice getting to see different characters going through the apocalypse. The same way it was nice getting to see Rick go through it from start to finish. Not finish, but where we are now in The Walking Dead. To see that journey. Because you compare this to if an apocalypse happened in real life, we know what this is. We know what an apocalypse is. We know what zombies are, walkers, infected, whatever. There is no George Romero or Night of the Living Dead or Robert Kirkman Walking Dead type movies and TV shows and books, comics in this world. They don't know what zombies are. So they're all discovering this for the first time. So it's very interesting to see that perspective. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. I've gone on quite the long rant. But I'm going to wrap that up, and I will come right back at you with my predictions for tomorrow night. Have a good one. Deuces.